Hi, this is Joey Oddessa, working with SportsIntel.com. It's my first video I'm doing with these guys, and we're taking a look at UFC 253, which is coming to you live Saturday night from Yas Island in Dubai. The championship bout is the second time in the history of the UFC that two undefeated fighters are going to fight it out for a championship. Israel Adesanya, 19-0, is going against Paulo Costa from Brazil, who's 13-0. These two guys, two of the best talents in the UFC. Right now, I feel like I'm on an island by myself because I'm looking at this fight, and I saw Israel Adesanya open at $1.35. He's up to almost a 2-1 favorite. And the reason I feel like I'm on this island is because I think Paulo Costa has a legitimate shot to upset the champ. This is why. I went back and I looked at, I always look at fights and previous fights. I took a long look at Israel Adesanya's kickboxing record, 75-5, super impressive. But this one knockout in 2017, he was fighting another Brazilian fighter, got knocked out he was winning the fight, got knocked out with a massive left hook, got stretched. And that's the same left hook that Paulo Costa throws so effectively in his bouts. Costa goes to the body and he comes up with that left hook and he can knock down a house. I think Paulo Costa has a legitimate shot to upset Israel Adesanya at the plus money. In the co-main event on this card, the United States' Dominic Reyes is going up against Poland's Jan Blachowicz. These two guys are fighting for the vacant light heavyweight championship of the world that John Jones left behind. If you remember, Dominic Reyes recently had a really close bout with John Jones. I thought he lost the bout. I thought he won the first 2 rounds. I thought Jones won the last 3. I still believe that if they fought again, Jones would pick up right where he left off and win. I think he'd win every round. Okay? Jan Blachowicz is coming in here. He's actually got some momentum going for him. He's coming off of 3 straight wins. He's an underdog here. Reyes opened about -205. He went all the way up to as high as a 3-1 favorite in some spots. I think Poland's Blachowicz has a legitimate shot to beat him. This card is packed. The undercard, you would look at this card and you would think this card was taking place in New Zealand or Australia as opposed to Dubai, because there's 3 fighters fighting that are on the same team as Israel Adesanya. They fight for City Kickboxing. One of them is Kai Kara-France. It's about a 2-1 favorite, 2.5-1 favorite. He's fighting Brendan Roval. I think Kara-France gets this fight, wins this fight. Another fighter who I was really impressed with is Brad Riddle. This kid is 8-1. He's out of New Zealand, fights for City Kickboxing, and he's going up against 21-2 Alex de Silva from Brazil. Now, you might say, wow, this 21-2 record is really outstanding, and it is. But only 2 of those fights have been in the UFC, and he's 1-1. I think that Riddle will beat him. Riddle's got an established kickboxing record. He's a really, really good fighter. I think Riddle gets there. The other bout from City Kickboxing is Sean Young. I think that Young is in really tough this week. If I had to throw one of these guys out and say they're not going to win, it would be Sean Young. I think that this kid that's coming in at 16-2, this Klein kid, there's not a lot of footage of him out there against name opposition, but a 16-2 record, he is legit. I think that he is more than likely to win this fight. Young will end up on the short side of a decision. Maybe get stopped late. I don't think so. But these City Kickboxing guys, I think they're looking at a 2-2 night. That's if Adesanya gets upset. This is Joey Oddessa for SportsIntel.com. I'm at MMA Odds. That's Joey Oddessa. You'll find me there. And at SportsIntel.com is the Twitter handle for SportsIntel.com. Have a great weekend. Be safe and enjoy the fights and win some money.